Over the next few minutes, I'm going to talk through the details of the mathematics course followed by students at Charter for their GCSE. Though these presentations are about option choices, mathematics along with English, science and PE is a core subject studied in your GCSE curriculum. Galileo once famously said, "Mathematics is the language in which God has written the universe." And yet, you may be asking, why study maths? Maths is important in our everyday lives, allowing us to make sense of the world around us and manage our lives. The qualification in maths opens doors and teaches vital skills that higher education and employers want, as it involves modelling real-life situations, often using abstract maths such as algebra, making connections and informed predictions, probability and statistics are involved, interpreting and analysing information, more and more important in a digital age, simplifying and solving problems, applying the skills you have learned across the range of topics in maths to find solutions to problems, applying the logic that is so vital in maths to being logical when solving real-world challenges, assessing risk and making informed decisions. In addition, most jobs require a minimum grade at GCSE maths, and all higher and further education training will require, more often than not, a grade 4 or better in your maths GCSE. At Charter, as you can see from this slide, we follow the EdXL maths course. As with all GCSE maths courses, the grade is awarded purely on 3 terminal or final examinations sat in the summer of students' year 11. Maths continues to build on and extend students' understanding of maths content from the work covered at Key Stage 3 as well as Key Stage 2. However, at GCSE, the course splits, with some students following the higher component and some following the foundation. Higher is designed to stretch the most able, to prepare them for future courses that may involve the rigour needed in algebraic manipulation and concepts not so easily applicable to the world in which year 10 and 11 students live. Whereas the foundation course focuses primarily on mathematics that students need to master to understand the skills they will need in later life. However, both higher and foundation courses allow students to understand key skills applicable to real-life situations, specifically, but not exclusively, looking at ratio and proportion, which will include percentages, fractions, and scenarios and questions set within context. One of the focuses of the new GCSE in maths from a few years ago was being able to clearly and accurately communicate mathematical reasoning. For example, it is not simply good enough, most of the time, to give the answer 6. A student must show where their answer of 6 has come from, explaining and providing a coherent and clear mathematical understanding. At the end of the course, all students sit 3 examination papers, each equally weighted, worth 33.3% of the final marks. The first is a non-calculator paper, marked out of 80 and lasting 1.5 hours, with the second and third also marked out of 80 and lasting 1.5 hours, but with a calculator allowed. As you can see from this slide, there is no difference apart from a calculator being allowed in the second and third paper, with the content, apart from, of course, a general rule that there are calculator type questions, trigonometry, bounds and accuracy, which are more likely to appear in paper 2 or paper 3. The grade available for students is based on the tier for which they are entered, with foundation students looking at grades 1 to 5 and higher students targeting grades 4 to 9. Individual discussions take place to ensure that students are entered for the correct tier to ensure that they can achieve the best possible grade that they can. There is a distinction and emphasis on which topics are covered depending on which tier a student is entered for. However, as you can see in this slide, all areas of maths, number, algebra, ratio, geometry, statistics and probability are covered by both tiers. Certain equipment is obviously required for the Maths GCSE, but this material should have been bought during Key Stage 3, with a scientific calculator an essential piece of equipment, irrespective of the tier being followed, and students having their own calculator allows them to be familiar and to familiarise themselves with their own maths equipment. There are a number of areas in which students can help themselves, and parents and carers can support the children. First and foremost is ensuring that work covered in class is completed to the best of their ability, with a routine established for completing homework and independent tasks, which of course includes revision for internal assessments and end-of-topic tests. Workbooks, revision guides, etc. are available for higher and foundation tier and can be purchased through the school at a reduced cost. Hegarty, which has been rebranded and improved to become Sparks, continues to be an incredibly useful tool for setting homework, revising material, reinforcing topics taught in class, as many students may have found during their time in Year 7 to Year 9. However, Sparks is more than just a homework tool. The lesson walkthroughs of topics allow students to review their own learning and consolidate material taught. All the topics covered in both higher and foundation can be found through the Sparks website. Other resources are available. For instance, Corbettmaths, which offers a 5-a-day revision and reminder for all types of topics with clear answers and working out that the students can follow, as well as YouTube videos talking through topics. However, Khan Academy, Oak Academy, as well as other websites listed here, all offer similar packages. The most important aspect for being successful in maths is simply to get on and do. Paul Helmers, a Hungarian-born American mathematician and statistician, once said, "The only way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics." Maths remains the most important subject, being the foundation of all the sciences. And as Galileo said, as we saw earlier, maths is the language in which the universe is written. And you can't really get more important than that. I look forward to working with many of you in the next few years in your maths course. Thank you for listening.